Oh my goodness. So I am treated because it is crazy. I think the first time I think I had you on the show, it was audio. Second time it
Mhm.
was booze. Now we got face smokers. Now we got face. So we might surprise y'all, bring on the premium smoke room one day. You never know. Because she might show boobs. I'm not expecting that, but I'm just saying. What's going on, girl?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I am doing fine. And what made you decide to show that pretty face after I told you how fine you was? That's what it was.
Well, I kind of just decided, I kind of wanted to do it for a while, and I was kind of holding back because I also write under my real name, and a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people have an opinion about sex and sexuality, so I was kind of trying to protect that. But then I just feel like, you know what? I'm proud of what I'm doing, and I think it's more genuine. So I want to stand by it more, and I want to be more genuine and connect more with people. I think people will connect better with me knowing what I look like. It's
Mm-hmm.
so that's my whole driver with that. So we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, because you want to be honest, is when we do these podcasts, especially podcasters, we ain't talking about sex workers today. This is podcasting here. I got my pod
Mhm.
mommies here. Each year we do something different and evolve the podcast. Like
Mm,
with me, I
mhm.
started off with just audio. I
Mhm.
fought video. I fought to show my face, let alone video, for damn near a year and a half. Then I
Yeah.
finally broke.
Mhm.
And two, also in when it comes to women podcasters,
Mhm.
part of selling the podcast is the woman's face, just as much as it is in
Mhm.
sex work. Period. Because
Right,
I even think about the
right.
top female. Like I just sat here and heard your girl call me stepdaddy.
Mm.
Congratulations to that motherfucker, 100 million and equity.
Wow.
And she showed her face. So right there, out to tell you, don't be saying what the fuck you do.
Right. Yes, absolutely. I don't know, and yeah, it's just more genuine and you know, I am still a little bit worried about that because I have heard of a few authors who they found out that they also write erotica or erotic romance, and then they decide to not offer them a contract. So that's a possibility that could happen if I decide to go with a traditional publisher. But
Mhm,
I still stand by what I'm doing, and I'm proud of what I'm doing, and I just want to be
mhm.
more genuine. So I'm just doing
Now,
it.
now the other thing is because just like music, just like adult film, the question I
Mhm.
pose to you is why would you publish your own?
Why oh, I do. I do that already, but,
Mm-hmm,
the nice part about I have one under my real name, I have one book with a publisher, and it's a young adult romance, YA romance. The nice thing about going with a publisher is they help you market it. They pay for the editors, they pay for the
mm-hmm,
book cover design, they
mm-hmm,
pay for all this stuff, and they're gonna continue to help promote it. So and then you get paid, and you might get a upfront thing. So those are the reasons to go with, a publisher, and they also may already have an audience. They might have people
mm-hmm,
like, "Oh, I like these kind of books from this publisher. I'm gonna see what
mm-hmm.
else they have." So, but there's a lot of freedom and power in doing self-publishing as well. So, yeah.
Yes, and we're gonna touch into all that real quick. How you doing, smokers? And you know what time it is? Time to smoke this over. Welcome to the Smokers Lounge. You know I am. I'm Captain Officer Subject Champ, aka the porn rap star, your wonderful host. You know where you can find all my links with one simple link, allmylinks.com/porn rap star. Four sponsors to tell you about. First one being the hottest magazine in the game, eroticismmagazine.com. Next up, award winning, award nominated. We're talking about blusharaka.com. For you candle people, I got you. The Kinky Candle Company. Whether you like the smell or you want to do some freaky shit, they got you covered. And for your legal needs, the Queen of Law herself, her gorgeous self, Mitchell Ferrari, the Queen of Law from the Queen City. Holler at her. Links in the description for all your legal needs. Also, you can find me 5 days out the week in the mornings at fullswatradio.com, which I believe that you're on as well. Am I correct?
Yes.
So you can find both of us. You feel me? And Also, skyhawkafterdarktv.com as well as the BGP LLC app. Now, like I said before, the first time you heard the voice, the second time you saw the boobage. This time we seen your beautiful face, and trust me, it's a beautiful face with a beautiful smile. She is an erotic author, a pod mommy, a very good podcaster who should have been nominated along with me and the AVNs, and I'm manifesting that she will next year with me as I get my second one. She'll get her first. We're talking about none other than fuck yeah, podcast host Ruan Willow. Say hello to the smokers, baby.
Hello, everyone. I'm so excited to be here, and thank you for that amazing intro.
Yes. So it's kind of like, because it's interesting, it's just like when a girl in porn works for the agency. When a rapper works with a record label. And in our case, podcasters, when we work with a network or a deal, to get high adverts and stuff like that. When it comes to being an author, especially erotic poetry author, which is crazy as fuck to me, because that's a money-making field in books. Because I'm pretty sure that when it comes to sales, erotic, romance, novels should be in the top 3. So why would they shy away from money like that? I don't get that. They don't make no
I
sense.
don't get it either. And it's just people are afraid of sex. And recently this is just new off the people are just talking about this. It's a big buzz. Barnes and Noble is deciding to take down some of their books that they think have too much sex in them. So they're taking them down, and they're taking down audiobooks and books. And so nobody knows who they're going to take down.
Oh, that's weird.
I can't hear you yet. There, I heard something. There, it's working.
What's going on, baby girl? Oh, man.
Painful. It's been like a half hour now.
Oh, my God. To my premium smokers, let me just we have had some rough, we done had rough beginnings out of this piece. So this might have been about 2 commercials, but we've been up here working for damn near 30 minutes. I forgot where we stopped it out this piece.
I don't even remember after all that either. Let's see. I think we were talking about publishing.
Yeah, it's so. But no, but y'all see what we had to go through this podcast. It's you got to fight technology, internet, and everything the hell else just to get it. But okay, now I remember. All right. Now what I was saying was, when it comes to a podcast, well, like I was saying, when it comes to publishing, if working with a publisher is no different than if let's say if we sign with Sirius or Spotify, because it does give you that leg up and what have you. So what would be some of the hurdles for a person that don't go through a publishing company or a publisher themselves?
Well, and it does depend on what you're publishing. Like I have, it depends on where you publish and who you're publishing with. There's a lot of different things. But recently what I've been dealing with is Spotify sending me takedown notifications.
You too, huh?
And so I actually contact them, and I said, does this mean you're taking my book off Spotify? And they said, no. What it means is we're making it not searchable so children can't find it. And I said, you need to change your terminology, because takedown to me means it's no longer available.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, it's still there. I said, you need to reword, because I said, I've heard a lot of people online talk about this and bitch and complain and moan and be like, the hell is this? And all it means is that you are talking about something like sex or horror, something that is, rated R or whatever content, what they used to call rated R, and they're making it unsearchable so that children can't find it. I'm like, well, why wouldn't you just say that then instead of saying takedown notification?
I'm saying, because I've been getting a few of them myself, and I'm sitting here like, now this would kill me. Some of the takedown notices I was getting was for my subscription side. And I'm sitting there like,
Yeah.
it's behind a fucking paywall. The kids can't get to it
Right.
unless they pay for it. Period. And
It's
it's kind of like,
ridiculous.
it's like, it's funny as fuck. We sit here, we talk, Americans sit here talk about how progressive we are. We are not progressive.
No.
We are regressive as fuck because
Mhm.
it's like we're becoming more sensitive as a society than ever before now.
Yeah.
And what kills me is that's you're censoring books, words,
Yes. Yes.
and two, last I checked, when we do publish our episodes, we put whether it has foul language or not.
Mhm.
So I don't understand these platforms a lot of times. I really
I
don't.
don't either. And I honestly thought those stupid takedown, I thought that was like a fake bot because
Mhm.
that's what it seems like. It's like a fake bot.
Yeah,
And it just doesn't even and they're and I said, "Will you?" And they actually said they'd pass it along to who makes these decisions. I said, "You need to reword that. You need to
yeah,
reword that."
actually, yeah, because you make it seem like you're taking the
Yeah,
episode completely off when you
right.
and it's unsearchable. But here's my thing: if it's like put it this way, if that what y'all wanted to be, then
Mhm.
what y'all need to do is when we click that it
Mhm.
has foul language, that's adult oriented, automatically
Right.
not supposed to be searched for anybody under
Right.
21 or under
Exactly.
18.
It
Period.
makes no sense. And so I really kind of got pissy with them. And I said, "Well, do you do this with horror?" Because of course I'm thinking you're just attacking
Or
me
do
because
they do
mine
this
is
with
sexuality.
music?
Right. They do it for horror. I didn't ask if they do it for music, but I'm like, "Do you do this for horror?" And they're like, "Yes, we do it for horror as well." And I'm like, "Okay." That made me feel a little bit better, but I'm like, they need to word it differently and say
Yeah,
this is being taken away from, but you're right. We already click explicit. That
yeah,
should be enough.
yeah. So at the end of the day, it's kind of like it's no different than with these age verification with porn, right?
Hmm.
To me, I don't know why y'all doing this because all the kids gonna do is get a fucking VPN and
They're
they can
gonna
just
do
go
it
in.
anyways, I know,
Yeah,
right? I mean, they are.
yeah. But to me, it's kind of like what's crazy to me is that when you're now censoring books, that's
Yes.
why I never understood. I'm like, it's a
No.
book,
Oh,
period.
I know. I heard a debate recently and someone put out a tweet and they're like, people are talking about rewriting the classics to make them PC. And I responded, I'm like, no, that's like gaslighting history. You can't do that. Like pretending that that's gaslighting history. You can't rewrite classics. I mean, you can do a new version of them, then call it a new version. Don't
Mhm.
override the classics.
No, because they're a timepiece. It's no different than
Yeah.
when you had Huckleberry Finn. He was calling him
Right.
nigga Jim. That was
Right.
a timepiece. I'm
Right.
sorry. I don't think black people did not trip because they used the N word in a fucking book to describe a slave
Right.
to the term that they was using back then. So what y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna redo roots?
I
Redo
know,
roots?
right? Right? It's ridiculous. And I think that's just denying history. That shit happened. You can't gaslight history like that and pretend like it didn't happen. That bad shit happened. And so I think that is a horrible thing if they're thinking about doing that. People are call it a new version. If you want to rewrite it, then call it this is the current day version. But don't get rid of the old ones.
Shit, as much violence in the Bible, I don't see them trying to rewrite that motherfucker.
I know, right? Isn't that the truth? It is just ridiculous. I just shake my head. I'm like, basically we're denying in the whole sexuality thing. We're denying that we're all here because of sex. Hello, we all exist because of sex. Is it really that bad? No, it's not.
No, no, because see, I said this before. One, we're in a pseudo Christian country.
Hmm.
That not even Muslim, pseudo Christian, because there's
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
Christian churches than there mosques in this country.
Hmm.
Period.
Hmm.
And Christianity don't people don't want to admit. Let's have a real conversation. Christianity teaches. Well, damn, I had the term. God dang it, I had the term on the top of my tongue, and then I lost it as soon as I said something about Christianity. See, that's how terrible Christianity is. Uh, and I don't give a damn you're a Christian listening to it. Yeah, I said it, and I used to be one. There you go. I'm a spiritualist now. But it teaches not obedience. God damn it, what is it? Sexual. it denies your sexuality.
Yes, denies your humanity.
Yeah, because
Mhm.
sex is natural,
Yes,
period. We see and we
yes,
throw the terms of porn addiction, we throw the terms of sex addiction, and all
right,
this is natural shit. I'm
right,
sorry. That's why I can't say it's an addiction because porn is fuck. Sex is natural. You're gonna
right,
have some people that want it more than others. You're gonna want some people,
right.
hey, I stay horny. If I could fuck 4 times a day at an hour at a time, I fucking would. It don't make me a sex addict. It damn sure don't make me addicted to porn.
No, no,
Period. So it's
no,
like,
it's ridiculous.
yeah. So it's kind of like to me, it's like y'all want us to be sexless even in a marriage.
Right, right. It's just so messed up. And it's like we're it's okay if we enjoy pleasure of being touched in a massage or softness on our skin, but
Mhm,
anytime someone talks about pleasure with the genitals, oh no, you can't do that. Can't talk about that. Can't imagine that. Can't.
mhm.
It's just why is it treated differently? It shouldn't be. It's no different than tasting a strawberry. It's just a part of our body for frick's sake.
Yeah, because see, I think what it is people are ashamed of
Hmm.
their sexuality. Not even their
Yes.
sexuality. No, I'm not even gonna say shame of their sexuality. Nah, fuck that. I'm gonna go a little bit bigger than that. They're scared. They're ashamed of wanting to have sex, and I think that's what it comes down to. Because think about it. The reason why I say this so somebody else can understand, because they're like, what, why would they be ashamed of having sex? Because if you're sitting here trying to censor books, videos, and all this, y'all don't want to have a sex conversation. Y'all don't. Y'all don't want to. Can't say gay. Can't say this. Can't say that. It's because people are initially shamed of their sex because they don't want to admit that they're freaks. They don't want to admit that they enjoy it. Period. It's no different than when motherfuckers act shocked when the preacher then cheated on his wife and fucking half the congregation. He's still a fucking human being and a man with a dick. So he's fallible, you know. And I think that's what it comes down to because it's like when you listen to these preachers, they don't talk about a healthy sex life. Even think about this. Even if you're married, you have the right to swing within your fucking marriage. It's within the rules because you're married. If that's the argument. Oh damn, your mic went out again. Why is it when we get in these good conversations, the mic want to go out? The mic is conservative, ladies and gentlemen. The mic is conservative. The
It must
mic
be.
is
Can you hear me now?
Republican. I can hear you perfectly now.
I
Yeah, the
know,
mic
and some
must be
of
a Republican.
and then exactly, and then when you were talking, some of it cut out too, so I didn't hear everything you said.
Yeah.
So, well, anyways, yeah, you're right. So they're okay talking about the bad stuff with sex. Don't watch porn. Don't do this, but they
Yeah.
don't talk about anything good about sex.
Mhm.
You're supposed to be asexual, and then you get married, and then you're supposed to be sexual. Like that's ridiculous.
Oh. And
Oh,
then you wonder why a lot of these women are in bad sexless marriages, and then when they get out,
yep,
the motherfucker they become swingers and freaks.
right. Well, if we taught people to have pleasure and encouraged it, we wouldn't have these kind of situations where probably, I don't think we'd have these situations where women didn't want to have sex anymore. If they were having pleasure,
Yeah,
they'd want to keep having sex.
yeah. Because
If
see,
they
the
were
thing,
okay with having pleasure, but they feel shame. They feel, I shouldn't do that. Yeah, basically, they're denying their humanity.
yeah, because it's to the point where you have females that think that me sucking a dick makes me a whore.
Right.
I'm like,
Right.
no, it don't.
No, it doesn't.
It really don't. I just don't understand that thought process. I heard a dude that say he can't imagine his wife sucking his dick. I said, then why the fuck you marry
It
her?
doesn't make any sense. That just makes no sense. And it makes me really sad 'cause I know there's a lot of people out there, especially women, who haven't actually enjoyed sex. They haven't had orgasms. They aren't having regular orgasms, even if they had some, at some point. They
Mhm.
don't understand their bodies. They don't understand how to climax. It's a huge shame. We were given these organs for a reason. Pleasure is our birthright. We were
Yes.
supposed to. We were created to have sex.
Yeah, actually, and also to be slaves to the Anunnaki and the aliens that would have hate us in the first place. You don't want to have that conversation. Shouts out to Billy Carson, but no, because it's just like people act like homosexuality just started. It's been here.
It's ridiculous. It's been the Bible.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And hands down. And to be honest with you, here before the Bible, because
Yes.
you think about the
Yes.
Greeks, you think about the
Hmm.
Romans, and
Yes.
orgy was an actual orgy. Everybody got fucked, including the men.
Right. These are not new things. And that's why I think it's funny too. People are like, oh, this is a new thing. This is not new. This has happened probably for the entire existence of the human race.
Yeah. Because even like I always bring up the Corsican Brothers, one of my favorite Cheech and Chong movies of all time. The
Mm.
only movie that they actually was not Cheech and Chong in the bitch.
Ah.
It was so much BDSM shit in that fucking movie.
Yeah.
And think about the time period. It was placed in France back in the day during King Louis' time.
Right.
So think about that. That wasn't a happenstance. The
No.
cross, that X cross thing, that was back in the day. Actuality, a lot
Right.
of the BDSM actually came from the Spanish Inquisition, the torturing that they used to do to people.
Mm.
Period.
I feel like I've seen hieroglyphics of people fucking. I mean, it's been around. Erotica can be
Kama
traced back to
Sutra.
the 1800s.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kama Sutra was written
Yeah.
by India way
Right.
long time ago.
Right.
Period. Yeah, where do you think they got some of their yoga poses from?
I
From
feel
Kama Sutra.
so I feel so bad for people that live there. They're so restricted, more than here. I mean, it's just crazy. They can't get porn. They can't get sex toys.
Yeah,
But you know where they go? They go on the internet. They go on social media.
yeah. And
Hmm.
see, and to even to the point that they make you shame for masturbation, for
Right.
self pleasure.
Right. That is just wrong. It is so wrong.
Because I mean, to me, because like I said, before there was movies, there was books.
Hmm.
Period. Let's make that clear. There was no movies. There was no TV. People had to read
Yep.
books. So you had romance novels. You had
Hmm.
different type novels and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Period. And to me, books are essential to
Hmm.
sexuality.
Yes.
Period.
Hmm.
Hands
Yeah.
down. And so it's kind of like to me, for them to censor a book, and then
Right.
also to be prejudiced to erotic and romance authors
Right.
when that is your top selling genre. Ain't nobody. I hate
Right.
to say this. I'm pretty sure more people buy romance novels and erotic poetry than they do
Yeah.
true crime and any other book, including Star Wars.
Yes. Yes. I agree. And it's just very irritating. Like, for instance, I always bring this up. Amazon will allow certain people to advertise their books. Everyone but erotica authors
Mhm.
can advertise their books. So we can't even they'll sell it for us, but we can't advertise it. We can't even buy an ad on there
Mhm.
to advertise our books.
Mhm. That is
It's
crazy.
ridiculous.
Which once again we say we supposed to have free speech, but it's free
Right.
speech with restrictions.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Because even to the point like when I'm sitting here listening to YouTubers, you can't
Yeah.
say suicide, you can't say sexual assault, you can't say domestic violence. I gotta say DV and SA, and
Right.
and they deleted themselves. That don't even sound right. That ain't how we
No.
talk.
No. And we're basically, I feel like we're denying that that stuff exists, and that's worse.
Yeah,
If you can't say it, it's kind of like it's taboo. It doesn't exist. Well, it does exist. Sadly, it does exist. So
yeah,
quit gaslighting people. And it's a reality that you can't erase it because someone doesn't say it.
yeah. And to me, it's kind of crazy because on this podcast, no, I will say suicide. I don't give because one, I'm not
Mhm.
dependent upon YouTube because
Right.
I use it for
Right.
advertisement. That's it. I have not made a dime from YouTube, nor am I looking to
Right.
because
Same.
because it from listening to my man Joe Budden and many of them, it's not about the ad revenue. It's about the subscriptions. That's
Yeah.
where the real
Hmm.
money in this is at.
Right.
Period.
Mhm.
So that's
Mhm.
why I say I don't really give a damn about YouTube so much. But I just find
Right.
it funny that you censor the hell out of these YouTubers, but you will not censor Sexy Red, none of these music artists who are
Oh, right.
talking about the same thing that me and her be
Yes.
talking about.
Exactly. Exactly. And I have flat out seen sexual things on YouTube that are there because they have literally millions of views.
Yeah.
Like I've seen this one, there's this one guy that is a daddy and he walks through scenarios of fucking. He just doesn't use the words that catch. He
Mhm.
uses simple words. He doesn't say words that are offensive, so
Yeah.
he gets away with it.
Yeah.
And
And
because
see,
he's popular, they have
yeah.
different rules for people. Same with TikTok. They have different rules for people who are extraordinarily popular. So they get different,
Mhm.
we aren't treated the same.
No. And to me, it's crazy to me that they do all this. Because like I
Mm.
said, one, when it's no different like with OnlyFans, when OnlyFans bumping girls off. You know,
Right.
you're known for sex workers. Why are you bumping it? Why you keep making these rules to hurt the sex workers? You already got the verification.
Right.
It's kind of like
Yes.
y'all already trying to do Project 25 and Trump ain't been elected.
Right. Right. It's got to be the assholes who are in charge of stuff, and they're the prudes.
Yeah. But see, too, it goes back to why they don't have anybody that's in sex work in the room,
Yeah.
period. A lot of these are old white men
Right.
that are fucking pseudo Christians that's running these books, that run these
Exactly. They're
publishing.
fake Christians. A hundred
Yeah,
percent. A
yeah.
100%. I am a Christian, but I see fake Christianity all over the fucking place.
Oh yeah,
It is rampant,
yeah.
rampant. They're high
Because
and mighty. They're better than everybody else, and nobody else should be making decisions that because they think that they're wrong, then they're right.
and what killed me with that too is they're just as freaky as we are.
And you know what's crazy about this? If anybody really looks at the Bible, Jesus hung out with prostitutes and criminals, and he did not shun those people. He was there, man. He went to those people. So where are they even getting this shit from?
No, and we're gonna have that conversation. Charlemagne, the king of Franks, not the god. So we can get that straight up. I'm not talking about Charlemagne to be on the Breakfast Club. No, no, no. Charlemagne, the king of Franks, the first emperor of the Holy Roman Empire. That's where
Mm.
all this comes from. Because this
Mm.
motherfucker won the war because he put a cross on a shield and won the war.
Ah,
So he figured it was God that did it and
ah,
created a whole religion.
mm,
Period. To where he
hmm
said everyone must adapt to the religion or die. That's
right,
where the Spanish was positioned. That's why they when they got the slaves, they made us change our name to good Christian names and all
right.
of this. Because part of when a conquering country comes in, the first thing they do is destroy
Yeah.
the religion and
Hmm.
implement their own,
Right.
period.
And
And
then
that's where all
control
this comes.
sexuality, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it comes
Hmm.
down to.
Hmm.
Because let's keep it 100. We the only I had this conversation with somebody from Europe. We are centuries behind Europe when it comes to sexuality
Oh, yeah.
and
Totally.
acceptance. It's like
Totally.
we still fucking prudes, but everybody want to come
Yes.
over here.
Right. I know, right? I talked with a sex coach from Germany, and he said all of my clients in Europe, they meet with me because they want to figure out how can I enact this kink with my partner and enjoy it. All the people from America that he talks to are like, I have shame. I shouldn't be thinking about sex. What do I do?
Yeah,
He said they're all that's the way it is.
yeah. Because we were taught to hate ourselves sexually.
Yes.
We are taught not to please ourselves. We're taught not to please our mate.
Hmm.
Sex
Hmm.
is more of a means to have kids, not of a mean of pleasure, which is not true
Right.
because damn it, the two things that dominate this world is porn and music because they invoke
Right.
They
Mhm.
evoke so much emotions and the strongest emotions.
Yes.
You know, period. Why the way you think movies started having the sex scene be more intense?
Right.
You know, period. Hey, come on, everybody remember. We don't remember shells about Monster Ball except for the sex scene.
Mhm.
You couldn't even tell. People couldn't even tell me why they had sex and
Yeah.
who was each two and what were their characters. No, but they could tell you how vivid the sex was. Even when I watched
Oh,
P
yeah.
Valley, the
Mhm.
homosexual sex is real looking as fuck. Tubi, the same thing.
Yep.
So sex is one of the things that we do to evoke our greatest emotions
Yes.
and to give the most energy, you know,
Yes.
period. So for us not to be taught to please ourselves and to please our mate sexually is doing a disservice to us emotionally, mentally, and soulfully, ladies and
Oh, 100%. I completely agree. It is so damaging to the point where, yeah, people are afraid of having a sexual thought, of touching their own fucking bodies.
gentlemen.
That is just ridiculous and sad. I'm constantly fighting this, and I'm constantly saying on my podcast, we were given these organs for a reason. It is our birthright to have pleasure.
Yeah. Hmm.
You weren't
Yeah.
given these organs to not use them. You weren't given taste buds to not taste food. What the fuck? We were given sensations in our genitals so that we could feel pleasure there. It isn't an accident. It's on purpose.
because to me it's like there's no more natural emotion than sex.
Yes.
You
Right.
get horny with a drop of a thought, people. You get horny at work. You get horny riding to work. You get horny, goddamn cooking dinner. You know,
Right.
it start playing like we don't want sex, and
Yeah.
I think it's like to me the people that are in power,
Mhm.
they see that the more we keep you sexless, the more we control you.
I think that's what it is. And then they pretend to be pseudo Christian or, put hide behind that shield of Christianity, claiming, I'm
Mhm,
doing good. See, I'm doing a good thing. Yeah, it's
mhm.
sick. Sick.
Yeah. But see, but back to the books. So, um, which is crazy as fuck because I'm like, damn, I forgot that you were getting takedown notices too. So now
Uh-huh.
let's get to some more fun stuff. Look at the fun stuff with this. So when it comes to like your books or what have you,
Mhm.
what type of when you imagine the scenario, what type of dude do you imagine?
Oh gosh, do all different things. I'm one of those writers, I can't just do the same thing. Like some people stick to the same genre, kind of the same pattern. I can't do that. I'm kind of all over and I've started even branching off into different pen names for topics so that
Mhm,
if people like a specific topic, they know they can go to that pen name. For me, so yeah, so I kind of am all over the place. I also like to do things where I don't like to always do the same thing. Sometimes I
mhm,
want to do a certain type of body, a certain type of man, a certain type of woman. Other times I do other, and especially things that aren't, really represented. I like to do
mhm,
that. I really, really like to focus on women indulging in their sexuality and
mhm,
their pleasure and having that power and having men or partners who are supportive in that and help them reach these great heights of
mhm,
sexuality and pleasure and empowerment so to me that's I think that's huge also to have out there for other women to read this and be like, well, wait, I could do that or I could think this way. Not
mhm,
that you necessarily need to do what the character's doing, but
mhm,
it's a thought process. It's putting thoughts out there for people, role play, all these different things that you could do and
mhm,
learn. So it is entertaining, and I think that people can, get new exposures to different things.
mhm. Now, let me ask you this: do you think part of censoring, especially when it comes to erotic, is because it's centered around women pleasure, women sexual empowerment? Difference between empowerment and sexual empowerment. Let's make that clear. and sexual freedom. Because a lot of the books
Mm,
are read by women, not necessarily men, period. So do you think that's part of it? Because it seemed like to me, even in this day and age, 2024, nobody wants a woman to be with the powers that be, to be sexually free and sexually aware.
there's a lot of people that are like that, and I do have men that read my stuff. So men do read
Mm,
erotic as well. But yeah, I think that's a big thing. Um, trying to hold women back and not let them feel empowered, because if you are sexually empowered, it's going to impact your entire self, your entire life.
hmm
It is not something that is small little piece of you. It's going to pervade your entire life, your confidence, your happiness, your well-being, your wellness. If you are having sexual pleasure and freedom to do what you want. And now obviously if you're in a relationship, you have to come to an agreement with that. But there's so many ways you can explore sexuality and have sexual freedom and empowerment. There isn't just one way. And I think that's the nice thing about erotica. It shows people different ways they could do it.
Yeah. Because it's to the point that it also allows a female to live vicariously through the character. So she may not be
Yes.
able to be as sexually free or sexually as
Right.
open or what have you.
Mm-hmm.
So how much do
Right.
you think about that when you write your erotic? How much you want ladies to live through the character?
I definitely put female pleasure as a top thing, and my male characters tend to want to please their woman. They want to please their partner.
Mm,
That isn't very intentional for me because it's really what I want to write. I don't ever want to write anything where a woman is not exploring her sexuality or expanding it or having
mhm,
some sort of pleasure or new experience. To me, that's the joy of writing it, is to not only model that, but to help people explore it and think about it. So, but I do think that that is a restrictive thing that people just, they don't like that. They don't want that. Some people may even think that, oh, you shouldn't be having those thoughts if you're with someone, like I think it's just, it's sad. It's really sad.
because it's important when you think about even people marriages, you have man and woman that
Hmm.
want to try things sexually and too scared to say it to each other, even have that
Right.
conversation.
Yeah,
Because
even
they're
talk about it, because talking about sex is taboo and bad. We've been taught that. Hmm.
yeah. Because it's the point that how would I be shamed to tell my wife, who I sat here and got married to,
Hmm.
paperwork and all, my deepest and darkest fantasies, and vice versa.
Right. Right.
I,
But we're taught that. So then we feel that way. And then what does it do? It sabotages our relationships.
Mhm.
I'm telling you, I do think that that contributes to people breaking up because they can't talk about sex.
Yeah.
They're not
Because
satisfied.
think about it. How hard is it for a woman to tell her man, you ain't making me satisfied?
Right.
It will say it. Well, excuse me. Say it without it being an argument. That's the big
Right.
key. Because the only time we ever come out
Yeah.
and tell the truth when we argue back and forth. Well, you don't ever give me no pussy. Well, maybe if your dick was good, I might. you know. So why is it that, in your opinion, people, even married for years, it takes them so long to finally open up about their sexuality to each other and their sexual needs and wants?
Sadly, I think it's our culture and our religions, even not even just the religions, the culture is that effective
Mhm.
in restricting us and damaging us and clamping us down. So if people look at
Yeah.
it from that thing and they really realize what's happening is that you're being controlled, I think
Mhm.
it's a lot easier to let go of that shame. If you realize what people are
Mhm.
actually doing, what society is doing, culture, they're really trying to control you. They're trying to
Mhm.
stop you from having pleasure.
Yeah. Because it's important, like I was dying laughing when Candace Owens brought up was saying that Kamala Harris was slept away to the top. That
Right.
it wasn't she slept away to the top. She ended up sleeping with a older man that was in politics that kind of got in politics, but I digress.
Mm.
I'm like, did you think it made her less likable or more?
Right.
Because I mean, think about it. That she, how can I put this? it wasn't wrong that she fucked this man
Mhm.
and had a sexual relationship with this dude. Yes, he was married, but how many females do that anyway?
Mhm.
We all have work wives and work husbands at some point, period. So to me, why is it that we still trying to shame people for having a
Right.
fucking sex life?
Right. It's asinine. It's absolutely asinine. We don't pick on people for eating a bag of Cheetos, like what? Oh, I mean, it's I shake my head. I don't understand it. I
I
really
know.
don't get it.
Yeah, 'cause I'm like Candace Owens, like you don't have sex. Woman, please. I hope you do.
Right, right. If you're not having sex and you're not masturbating, I am really sad for you because you are missing out. You're not living life to the fullest. You're like living in a plastic bubble.
Yeah, because it's important. I remember DJ Envy wife made mention. I'm pretty sure he eventually did it. She said for 10 years she never orgasmed. You
Oh,
know, and I
yeah.
done talked to females that what I'm saying, so they ain't orgasmed 'cause they got out of a marriage, and I'm sitting there like,
Right.
huh? What? It's like, so I'm gonna
Mhm.
ask you this on the male scale. Your thoughts on this? Do you think a lot of it is on the male's fault? Because the reason why I say that is that a lot of times the female don't want to show a freaky side because she afraid he's going to turn off the guy.
Mhm.
So that's why I said, do you think a lot of it is the male fault? Because if the male expressed that he wants her to be freaky, he wanted to be nasty, she might open up more to that.
I think that's true. And I think with the way our culture is and our religion and all of that, that needs to be a part of the relationship and the discussion. There
Mhm,
needs to be full support. And so she's not afraid to say something. And it also needs to be that he needs to not take it as an ego kill. Okay, so maybe he didn't do enough of one thing or another that got her to climax.
mhm,
Maybe she didn't feel like talking about it. Okay, so he needs to be comfortable and aware that because he could get shamed too. Be like, she could be like, well, you didn't do enough of X, Y, or Z, so I didn't climax ever because you didn't do that. But they couldn't talk about it.
mhm.
She
Yeah.
quit. She wasn't comfortable saying it. Yeah. So I think that there has to be this sort of communication where he has to say, whatever you say, I'm not going to be offended. It
Mhm,
doesn't mean that you have to do everything that each
mhm.
other want, but you have to be able to talk about it and say it without shame and
Yeah.
ridicule.
Yeah, because it's kind of like if, too, also, I think the dude has to take his ego out of it. Because
Exactly.
if
Yes.
y'all gonna be together forever,
Hmm.
you have to learn each other. And you
Yes.
have to learn when y'all change.
Exactly.
Because that was a lot of people don't take into account. You're not the same
Hmm.
person in your 20s that you are in your 40s. You're not the same person in your
No.
40s you are in your 50s.
Nope.
So you got to be able to adjust to your mate's changes and vice versa. Part of that
Hmm.
is sex. Because
Hmm.
yeah, your wife might get 40 and decide she want to be a swinger.
Right. Right. Oh, 100%. Yeah. They need to be open. And even if they're not going to go in that direction, they still should feel be comfortable saying that without, someone shutting down or getting offended, getting pissed off. Well, and if that
Yeah,
happens, then do you think she's really going to want to say anything else to him about anything about sex?
no,
Uh-uh. Uh-uh.
no. Because it's funny because people want to talk shit about swing couples, but I don't know too many swing couples that got divorced.
No, they talk to each other. They talk to each other and they agree on what they're going to do. Yeah, that's so true. No,
Yeah,
who's getting divorced are the people that, like you said, they didn't have no orgasm for 10 years because there's no pleasure there. There's no discussion.
yeah.
Yeah,
Because see, it's even to the point of this, right? That do you believe in the concept that human beings we was not meant to be was traditional monogamous? That's my thought process. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oh my God. What is going on? My
I think
audio.
it's coming. It
Yeah, it
came
came back
back.
in. It's the internet, people. Thank you for working with us out this piece. But now the reason what I was saying was, do you think that because I'm a firm believer monogamy is mental, not just. So do you believe in the concept that we are not meant to just have sex with one person? We are meant
I
to be with one person, but not
Mhm.
necessarily have sex with just one person.
Yeah, I definitely was one of those people that was fed the whole monogamy is the only way of life when I was younger, but I don't think necessarily that that is the way we were created to be.
Hmm.
I think, yeah, I think there's a difference between, what people call, I think what they call it, like the nesting partner, the one that they're spending their life with.
Yeah.
But I don't think that, no, I don't know that I really believe in monogamy unless that's what they both want.
Hmm.
Um, but I still feel like I don't know. I mean, you look across the animal kingdom, and there's so many different types of relationships there as well. There's
Hmm.
homosexuality. There's having sex with multiple different partners. I do feel like I don't know that I believe in monogamy. I mean,
Hmm.
unless both of the people in the relationship really want that. I do think that, and I think that people who are swingers, they talk about it so much, and they talk about it to the point where they're gonna do what each other wants, and so they mesh.
Yeah.
They're gonna last. And these other people that are hiding things, look at the divorce rate. It is like it's going up, right?
Yeah.
And the young people are not wanting to get married is a thing that I keep hearing. They don't want to get married because they've seen what a debacle marriage has become
Yeah,
in
but
these
see,
times.
but see the reasoning why, because I keep saying this, we would not. We admit monogamy is mental. That means your heart and
Mhm.
mind is with this one person, but your body can be
Right.
with others. And we
Yeah,
sit
yeah.
here, we do these well soul ties, and she every time you nut, you leave something with somebody, and this, that, and the
Right.
third. Y'all sound like Donald Trump, but this is about sex.
Right.
It's like y'all make it seem so bad that this woman has five guys that she's fucking.
Right.
This dude, he got five women. Y'all look at that sideways to a certain
Mhm.
extent. You know,
Right.
period. The only time
Mhm.
y'all look at us and we have multiples is baby mamas. That's when y'all look at us funny.
Mhm. Right.
You know, period. But but last I checked, ain't we supposed to reproduce? Ain't China asking
Exactly.
black people to come out there? Japan
Mhm.
coming asking black people to come out there to fuck their women so they can have more babies.
I heard there's some city in what is it, Greece or something that is paying young people to come live there because they don't have any young people. They're literally
Yeah,
paying people to come live there.
yeah. And see, well, I think that this young generation is understanding because there's knowledge of things that they got that we didn't have. We didn't know about
Yes.
swinging. We didn't know
Right.
about BDSM because I asked
Right.
this question
Mhm.
because I to one of my fellow hostesses on the Premium Smoke Room. Y'all need to subscribe. Um, if you had known now, would you have jumped in the swinger lifestyle in your 20s and
Right.
realized that you was into poly and swinging back then? Because we didn't have
Right.
it, not because I had multiple girlfriends, but it didn't
Mhm.
dawn on me till I was older that I'm not a traditional dude. I'm
Right.
I want to be a swinger. I want to do
Mhm.
the polyamorous and the
Yep.
poly
Yep.
relationships and
Mhm.
stuff like that. So if I
Mhm.
was younger, I might have told them girls, look, I'm with you, but I still want to be with other people. And you can
Right.
be with other people too. Because even
Mhm.
then I probably wouldn't have had an issue because I didn't
Mhm.
know. You
Yep.
know. So do you
Mhm.
think that the reason why the younger people are like that about marriage is that they have a little bit more information than what we had coming up?
That very well could be what's going on. And I think a lot of them too may be seeing all these failed marriages and think, well, why would I want to do that? My chances of getting a divorce are what, 60%? I don't know what the divorce rate is right now, but it's really high. But yeah, those things were hidden from us. They were not known. We were basically shielded from a reality, like we've said before, that's been around for thousands, I don't even know how many years. The entire
Centuries.
yes. And so this is all to control us. This is all to if you're you're it's control.
Yeah,
It's control.
yeah. That's why I said if there was no Christianity, I really believe we'd probably be way more advanced as a society and have a higher consciousness to what we have now.
Right.
It'd be like that episode when Stewie went to the different realities and he went to the one where there was no Christianity. And man, it looked like a dime piece, goddamn. And they were like, damn. But no, but that just proves the point of what I said when you don't how can I put this? Don't get it twisted. Every country got an issue.
They
Don't think
do.
we're
They
not sitting
do.
here saying
Mhm.
that Europe is better than America, or America better. I'm not saying that. But even when talking about Shorty in France, when she was talking about the swinger lifestyle, that swinger club, you walk in, it's on. Here,
Right.
motherfuckers wall watching.
Mhm. Right.
Wall watching, period.
Mhm.
So it's kind of like what is it because we're a younger of a country or is it we're too reliant on Christian values why we're like
Mhm.
this?
Right. Yeah, it very well could be that. I have I'm not sure. I also think it's the people in power, and I think Christianity is guilty of
Mm,
being up on their high horse and not being open to other possibilities.
mm,
But I also think it's people in power too. I don't
mm,
think it can be only pintailed to Christianity because I think there's some people in power, like for instance, the credit card companies.
yeah.
And yes, maybe they may be using the Christianity piece because a lot of people may have the opinion like, oh, that's good. It's instantly somehow good because
Mm,
it's Christianity, instead of saying, are you a true Christian or are you a fake Christian?
mm, mm, that part. Yeah. Because you have a lot of people. It like I said, I always felt that we got the message wrong and man took the message and used it for what they wanted. Which is funny
Exactly.
because if you look through history, women was very sexual. They were
Yes.
sexual with men and women. The queen,
Yes.
I mean, I don't know why people don't think, I think logically, right?
Hmm.
Okay. Back in the day when the kings and queens got together, it was an arranged marriage. So I'm supposed to
Hmm.
believe that every king that was born, every last woman was straight male. No. Do I supposed to believe that every queen was a straight female? No.
No.
Do I supposed to believe that when these people got together, that they loved each other, and that even though the king had concubines, the queen didn't have her side pieces.
Right.
You know,
Right.
but that's what they want us to believe, people.
Right.
Does that
Hmm.
logically make sense?
No, not at all. Not one single bit. And
No.
honestly, we're really not that different. I mean, we're really not that different. You give us a little bit of different hormones in the womb, and then you turn into a man or a woman. We
Yeah,
all start out the same.
yeah.
We're not that different.
I even think about Cleopatra. Cleopatra was a freak. She was a hoe. She fucked Mark Anthony, and after that Julius Caesar got killed. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But we love us some Cleopatra. But y'all talk shit about Jezebel though.
Right.
What's the
Hmm.
difference?
Right.
What's the difference?
There is no difference. There is no difference. It's
We
what people
love,
chose.
yeah, no, hold on. We love David, but David got his best friend killed so he can get his wife's pussy.
Right. There's so many slants from the Bible like that too, and it's just people are blind to it.
Yeah. It just to me, it just like I said, logically make sense. If it was it's here now, it was back in the day.
Hmm.
And
Oh yeah,
and people forget Christianity is a young religion. It ain't
it is.
old. It's
It
not
is.
old.
No, it isn't. Mm-mm.
Like you got all these tablets and scrolls, and the first thing the Christians say, what they say, oh, they made it up. They just made a big really. So he gonna go through taking some clay,
Mhm.
right in the clay, right on the scroll,
Mhm.
making up shit. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
they had that much time to make up something. Yeah, but get the
Mhm.
fuck out of here. You know, I mean,
So twisted. It got twisted. That's all I have to say. Ever play the game telephone?
I mean, think about this. You had, God dang it, you know how much incest was in with the Greek gods and Roman gods?
Right. I mean, think of those, and even Shakespeare. I've heard there's some erotica and stuff in Shakespeare too.
La
Yeah.
petite goddamn, I used to be able to say la petite les morts.
Mm,
That way it is.
mm,
Little death orgasm. Yeah, he said that.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, people don't realize it. Sexuality has been here from the beginning of fucking time. I mean,
Yeah.
even when listen to the people talk about the Anunnaki and ancient aliens, yeah, we had they bred us. They bred us. That was the whole
Mm-hmm.
point, to make
Mm-hmm.
more of us.
Mm-hmm.
Period. But like I said before, let's think about it. How did dude knew what to do with the pussy?
Right.
So I supposed to believe that every last one of the ones that was made by Anunnaki, some of them didn't do each other the same sex.
Right. Right, exactly.
Period. It's like it just, to me, logic. And
Yeah.
I and,
Yeah.
and we don't want to use logic. We believe anything and trust nothing.
Right. Right.
It's amazing.
It
So
is.
I know y'all like, damn, y'all been dragging. No, yes, because the fuck, they don't want nobody to have sex. It's just, it's a terrible religion when they don't want the men and the women in the religion to have sex. Like
Right.
the nuns can't fuck, the priests can't have kids and fuck.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
That's messed up. That is so messed up.
I'm like, ain't them the ones that supposed to be the perfect example for y'all little thing when it comes to marriage? But y'all don't want them to get married.
Right.
Y'all want them to be sexless.
And that's not being a human being, in my opinion. You're totally denying an entire uh, area of your life. But what's weird is we would never be like freaked out if someone had a religion and said, "Well, you can't ever eat fruit. You can't ever eat fruit." Like that's basically what we're saying to people. You can't have sex, you can't eat fruit, but we picked sex.
Yeah,
Like and everybody would say if nuns couldn't eat fruit, how fucking ridiculous would that be?
yeah,
Sex, it's the same thing with sex. It's just it happened to be sex that was picked that nuns can't do.
yeah.
Nobody, I
And
mean, no,
and, it,
it's just
and which is crazy because it's like, I guess because they want her to be the Virgin Mary or what have you. Let's make this clear. The only reason why they say she was a virgin because she had a baby, a miraculous birth. Do
right.
I believe that this woman never had sex in her life?
No, no, and we're not all supposed to be Mary. Mary was unique.
Yeah,
We're not supposed to be Mary. We weren't chosen to be Mary.
no.
Why are we forced to be like Mary? We were not meant to be Mary. Mary is only
It,
Mary.
it's that worship gene. We
Mm,
were told this. We were told
right.
this.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Because like I said, even from Samson and Delilah fucked Samson to sleep and cut his hair. They didn't want to say she fucked him to sleep. No, Samson fell asleep.
Right.
No, no, she gave him some bomb ass head. That motherfucker went to sleep and she cut all them locks off.
Right.
Period. It like I tell people, it's like you've seen queens in the, what I'm saying, in the Bible. You know, it's like they didn't want to say the obvious. These women was fucking their men.
Right.
Ain't no way in hell a king is going to decide to cut the head off of goddamn it, what's that damn saint name? Joseph, not Joseph. Damn, what's his name? But she did a dance. They say she did a dance that seduced him.
Mm.
Really, a dance. So Belly Dance seduced this king to want to cut the head off of one of the biggest preachers out there.
From a
Mm,
dance.
from a
I don't think
dance.
so.
No, no. She rode his dick and
Yeah,
said,
I don't think she
You
danced.
gonna bring me his head? Yes, I'll bring you his head on a platter. You're damn right. Keep riding that dick, girl. I mean, it's like they don't want to say these motherfuckers was fucking. And that
Right.
would make it laugh. And then
Yep.
And my favorite story of all time, King Arthur.
Mm.
Now, for any of y'all ever read King Arthur, Camelot, Guinevere cheated on King Arthur with Lancelot.
Mm-hmm.
If that's not an indication that the queen don't get some dick, I don't know what to tell you.
Exactly. It's just and then that also comes from the treatment different the cultures treat women different than men, and we're
Yeah,
really not that different.
no. Women want it just as much as men.
Mm-hmm.
And just as
And if they
horny.
don't want it, I think that they aren't climaxing. They aren't having the pleasure. That's why they don't want it. Why would you want to do something that you don't enjoy?
Yeah. Because
But
see, can we think about it? If your mate is not giving you a great experience and pleasure, it makes you not want to do it. Period.
exactly.
Because now it becomes it's no different than when a woman, like when I talked to one of the models that I was interviewing, she said I would never do couple swapping again because she said I always got to take one for the team.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm.
Which I find funny. I find it interesting with the swinging couple dynamic. The husband, it's very rare the husband, both couples, both the man and woman is hot. It's always the woman that's hot, the dude is the one that's not, and the wife is looking at the husband like, really? I got
This is what I am.
oh my god. So do you swing?
Mm-mm.
Or
I
do you swing?
would. I would swing. I have not gone there, but I would. Yeah.
Oh, you would. Oh, okay. You should.
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure they got a whole bunch of couples would love to play with you. So have you ever wrote anything from a swinger's perspective?
Oh, yes. Oh, I've written a lot that way because I not, I don't actually, I haven't done it myself, but I have interviewed so many swingers, so many people that do it. I've interviewed therapists who help people become swingers. So I
Mm-hmm.
have this entire knowledge. It's like I've taken classes. I feel like my podcast is literally like I've taken classes. I've interviewed doctors, therapists, authors, erotica
Yeah,
authors, and I do the erotic fiction as well because I do, one erotic fiction episode per week and one interview per week. But I've interviewed so many amazing people and
yeah.
I mean, really smart people, PhDs, doctors.
Mm-hmm.
I've interviewed female porn stars. Like I have learned so fucking much. I feel like I've taken classes. So I feel very versed in. I have a whole entire series, a Hot Wife series that I've written. I'm
Mm-hmm.
on book 9, I think,
Mm-hmm.
of a hot wife couple, but he's a stag, so he's not a cook. He's,
Mm-hmm.
he likes to direct the scene. He's not,
Yeah,
he likes to reclaim her. So it's
yeah,
not like he's sitting back thinking, he gets to participate when he
yeah.
wants. So that's what I like. I like that kind of a thing. I know the cuckold thing is kind of a popular theme, but I really like the whole stag and vixen
Mm-hmm.
dynamic better, where he's a dominant and he just
Yeah.
likes to see her pleasured, and then he claims her afterwards. That's the kind of dynamic that my whole storyline follows because that's what I think is hot. That's what I think is sexy, and I
Mm-hmm.
love that they're both getting what they want. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because 'cause it's funny 'cause I had talked to a couple 6'8", 355 pounds. I said, I know the bulls were scared when they just walked in the door. Saw your big
Mm.
ass.
Hmm.
You sure you ain't gonna choke me out? But shouts out to Roxy Dover. But yeah, I mean, even with the interviews of the swing couples that's in the business and stuff like that, it to me is they under to me, people in our age bracket, we understand the value of sex. We
Yeah.
understand the value of pleasure,
Hmm.
period. In your opinion, why is that?
I don't think that I understood it when I was younger, though. I was really kind of brainwashed when I was younger. So for me, I didn't really understand or enjoy or really explore my sexuality until I was in my 40s. So I was one of those people that was, cloistered down and shamed and thought, oh, I shouldn't do this. I
Mhm.
didn't get my first sex toys until I was in my 40s. And now
Hey,
I have like 75, you know.
she said, well, she found one. You were like, well, I wonder how this one works and this one works.
Exactly. And they're all fabulous. And what I love about them is some of them are edgers and some are finishers, like they're just, so I'm one, I have a hard time saying a sex toy sucks because if it's just weaker to me, it's just an edger. It's just
Mm.
it's one of the first ones you use and before you
See,
get to
see,
the
see, I,
finishers.
I think that men, the reason why we don't do the sex toy because they're in a sex toy that, how I can put this, won't make us feel embarrassed.
Mm. Mhm.
Cause I had talked to Max Montana. He has a deal with a sex toy company, and he got like this big butt thingy, and
Mhm.
I'm like, I can't imagine myself, using that big ass, heavy ass thing. You know what I'm saying? And then they got the little flashlight. That shit look like my shit might get stuck. They got this other toy that they got, and it be kind of like when you look at men toys, it's not appealing to us. Like with
Mhm.
y'all got the rose, that little tongue
Oh
thing,
yeah.
that with the
Mhm.
clit. You
Yeah.
got a dildo, they go in the coochie, they vibrate. We
Yes.
got to damn near buy a whole sex doll.
Yeah, yeah. I think the male sex toys is definitely lacking compared to the women's potentials out there. But I have heard of some men that like them. Um, there's a lot of different ones out there. I guess if people want to try them, they should.
Mm.
But yeah, I think there's definitely more for females.
Oh yeah, because see, I think women. I gotta put this. Y'all, in my opinion, I think y'all benefit more with y'all toys than we do
Yeah.
because of the way that they are and easier to carry around.
But they can be really fun to use on your female partner. Like that's
Mm.
another thing that you can do. You can use your hands, you can use your mouth, obviously you can use your cock, but you can also use toys on your partner. So they aren't
Oh
just
yeah,
for women's solo
yeah.
playtime. They can really enhance, with your partner or partners.
Oh, I'm sorry, dude. Hit your girl missionary and get and put the vibrate on her clit. You'll feel the
Mhm.
vibration too, goddamn. That should be really good.
Exactly.
I love
That's
when a woman. I love when a woman use a toy while we having sex, giving me head while
mm,
she using a toy. I'm like, shit.
yes, that's very hot. Why wouldn't
But
you want that? She's getting pleasure, you're getting pleasure. That's like heightening everything. That's fantastic.
which I find funny when dudes have an issue with a woman using a toy.
I
I'm
know some
like,
of them do. They like get offended, like my dick isn't enough. Like uh, you use your
no, it's.
hands and you use your mouth. Why not use a toy too?
I'm like, well, maybe it's not enough, my friend.
It might not
maybe,
be.
maybe she's a swinger.
Right.
She just don't know it.
And maybe she just needs more longer, stronger stimulation on her clit to climax than you've been providing. So why not let her use a toy or be okay not let. Obviously, if she wants to, she can be okay with her using a toy. It's about her climaxing. It isn't about how she climaxes, right?
See, no, what it is once again, it's his ego.
Yeah.
It's
Mhm.
called penal ego, and not penal
Mhm.
envy, penal ego.
That should be a
Because
term in psychology.
yeah, I didn't make her come, so
Right.
I feel bad and
Mhm.
less of a man because I didn't.
Right.
Instead of okay, if she enjoys toys, why don't we implement it?
Right.
You'd be surprised. She might not only orgasm off the toy, but then when you get in there, she might orgasm too
Right.
because she's
And
already
it,
wrapped up.
and the more you orgasm, the more you want to. So
Yeah.
you want her to orgasm because she's going to want to have more sex. So this is a self-feeding thing, you know? Do it.
I'm saying because to me it's like one you experience something with her
Mhm.
because she's gonna be shook that you was even willing to use the toy with her. You
Yes.
know what I'm saying? And have sex with her with the toy,
And you're
and
right.
and it's gonna blow her mind and gonna make her more want you versus
Mhm.
you sitting there shaming her for using a dildo.
Right. And then you know what? She's going to realize that he thinks her pleasure is important too. It's a priority too. That is going to make them both want to have more sex because her needs are important too.
Yeah, because see, to me, I think that for example, like when men bust that nut quick, go and go to sleep.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now,
Mhm.
of course, we didn't heard women say, "I hate when dude ask me did I come. You should know if I come." Well,
Mhm.
not every man is very astute when it comes to
Right.
a woman having an orgasm. So
Right.
if he asks you that, say, "No, you didn't make me come."
Be honest.
Yeah, and that might start the conversation versus you got this dude thinking that he's banging it out and he
Yeah.
ain't, and then you sitting there up there upset and it festers.
Yes.
See,
Completely.
it festers, it
Mhm.
festers, it festers, and then either one, two
Yep.
things: either she don't want to have sex no more, which in turn
Yep.
makes her want to go cheat,
Right.
or she ends up cheating.
Right.
Period. But if she was
Yep.
honest from jump and they
Yep.
worked towards that goal of getting her orgasm,
Right.
might not have the issue. Closed
And
mouths don't
knock
get fed.
that ego out of there because she's afraid of offending him. Be fucking honest.
Yeah.
And if you fake, that's the thing too. If you fake an orgasm, he's never going to make you come because he doesn't know legit what makes you come because
No.
you're falsifying.
Yeah. Because see, it was the point that I think that the biggest disservice. First of all, you're not a porn star. Why the fuck you faking?
Right. Right.
Porn stars have to do it because they got to fake that on camera to make it look.
Right. That's their job.
Yeah, you doing this in real life, and you got to lay to bed with this man every night.
Mhm. Well, and it's crazy that what I think is weird too is that they actually fuck, but they can't talk about the fucking. Like, if you can fuck, oh, you should be able to talk about the fucking.
Yeah, yeah. It's like they can't even have that conversation. It's just roll over and go to sleep. She's miserable. He think he done knocked it out the box.
Right. He's thinking, I'm fucking awesome. I came and, she seemed like she loved it. I'm awesome. And then, maybe she's sneaking off and goes using her toy somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know. Or she's sitting there resentful thinking, I just don't get, I'm not a priority. He doesn't care if I come or not.
Mhm. And see, and that what causes the rift to begin because I tell
Hmm.
anybody, relationship go downhill when the sex goes away.
Yeah.
Every
Hmm.
time. When the sex starts that's when it goes downhill.
Yep.
So it's kind of like it. How can I put this? It's more ways to spice up a marriage than wearing lingerie.
Right. 100%.
I'm just saying, period. But you just you just got to find what spices it up.
And be open to it and don't, you can say, hey, that's not my thing. But if you shame your partner,
That's the difference.
open mind. Just be like, okay, yeah, that's that. You like that. I'm not really into that, but maybe we can find something we both like, and don't shame them because, you really can't control your kinks or they come from our life, you know, our
Yeah.
experiences.
Just like you might have a husband that enjoy pegging, but he is so scared to tell his woman to peg him because he's afraid that she's gonna look at him less of a man,
Right.
which is sad. Because if that guy woman looks at her man, have he
Mhm.
done told her the most vulnerable thing he can tell her,
Right.
and it doesn't make him gay.
Nope.
But if
Oh, it
she
doesn't.
but if she trashes him for that,
Right.
and can't get mad if he go get it somewhere else.
Right. And and that's also anatomy because there's the prostate gland is
Yeah,
accessible through the anal canal. That's literally biology.
yeah. So period. It no different than when I sit here and see a dude catch his woman with another woman, and she
Mhm.
getting it on. The only thing I can argue with him about is that she didn't tell him. But shit, was she going to leave you for this woman? If she wasn't going to leave you, then what you mad for? Other than she
Exactly.
didn't tell you, and I can get over the fact she didn't tell me because she probably thought that I was going to get mad.
Exactly. She didn't feel comfortable saying it and she knew it would be a big ruckus.
Yeah,
Mm.
because
Yeah.
it just crazy to me that if you can't have the conversation with your wife, why are y'all married? Why you married? Can you hear me? Ah, I'm about to come back in a minute. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. It came
Okay, yeah.
back.
As I said, it'll come back in a minute. So,
Exactly.
Lord have mercy. So, God, we done had a damn good conversation that day. After all
Yeah.
these interruptions and stuff. Oh my
I
goodness.
know. It's unbelievable.
Oh my goodness. So, with that being said, people, before we do the outros and everything, you know what I need to tell you. 2 ways to get exclusive subscription based content from the Smokers Lounge. The first one, you already know what it is. What happens in the premium smoke room stays in the premium smoke room because it's on loyal fans. That's right. 5 premium podcasts for you to enjoy. 4 sexy hosts that you're going to fall in love with. And a bunch of special guests that you've been waiting to see their tits. That's right. It gets more provocative. It gets more wild. It gets more crazier. It gets more unpredictable. The conversation getting saucier. Tits come out. Dildos might come out. You don't know unless you subscribe, people. And if you want to see some Triple X, you can see me in action in the video store. That's right. All this on loyal fans. And right now, to the end of the year, 55% off for the first month. So better take advantage of it. After that, there ain't gonna be no discounts. There ain't discounting shit. And for my Spotify users, I got you. Savage Smoke, where I talk to the industry, top male talent producers, and we give you that smoke from a male perspective about the industry. Plus, 400 episodes, ranging from episodes of the Premium Smoke Room that's not on Loyal Fans, as well as limited podcast series that I did, as well as other little tidbit stuff that I did. So you got a lot to binge on Spotify. So whether it's Loyal Fans or Spotify, whether it's the Premium Smoke Room or Savage Smoke, please subscribe and support the podcast. Now, Miss Willow, tell everybody where they can listen to your wonderful podcast and where they can see you and follow you.
Well, you can find my podcast on all the podcast apps. Oh, fuck yeah, with Ruan Willow. It's also on YouTube. Those are a little bit more scaled back because, as we said earlier, they're pretty strict on YouTube. So they're a little bit scaled back, and I can't put any erotica fiction on there. Otherwise, I'll get flagged. You can,
Ooh,
I know, you can find my podcast on the Pod Nation TV channel on Roku TV and Fire TV devices, and that does have erotica there, and interviews. And I'm on the Full Swap Radio Network. You can find all of my books. I have erotica, erotic romance, erotic rom com, a little bit of paranormal magic erotica on
word.
all the online sellers. And so just check me out there. My website is ruanwillowauthor.com. You can find me on multiple social media sites. So you search me, you'll probably find me somewhere.
Yes. So y'all go check out her books and go check out her podcast. It's a very good podcast, people. And I love talking to my pod mommies
I had a
because
blast.
they're so fun. So with that being said, you know how we end these things? Well, actually, I'm sorry. What did we learn today? Let me tell you what we learned today. We learned that Christianity makes you not want to have sex. And sex is a vital part of life. It's no different than breathing or eating. It's a human emotion. It's something that we do. We were born to fucking do. We were born to fuck and not be ashamed of it.
Yes.
Never be ashamed of who you are and how you want to be fucked and how you want to fuck.
Yes.
And the best thing in the world is nothing better than a nut. So with that being said, you know we in these things all day, every day. Life is a learning experience. What's the point of the experience if you haven't learned anything? Smoke this over. Send us out of here, Miss Willow.
I totally agree. 100%. Everything you said. Pleasure is your birthright. Take it, use it, enjoy it, and make sure you come today.
And we out. Smoke that over.
All right.
Yes,
Awesome.
it is done. I enjoyed it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, just
Yes.
like send me the link, and like I said, I just put everything together. And I want to say
Okay.
thank you. And I plan to bring you back again. As I want to bring you on the Premium Smoking, so we can really talk about the erotica, and maybe you can
Sure.
read some of your stuff, and maybe wear some
Yeah.
cute lingerie.
Sounds fun.
No doubt. So you take it easy, baby. I'll be in touch.
You too. Okay, sounds good.
All
All
right,
right.
peace.
Bye-bye.